our great pleasure that engineer Pankaj Kumar Chand is with all of us. PK Chand sir is presently working as a group manager in Railtel Corporation of India in Bhubaneswar, Odisha. He is a very humble person. He is delivering different talks related to welfare of the society. Sir, you can start within 1-2 minutes.
Start now.
Can start.
Thank you, Rakesh sir, for giving this opportunity to share some valuable inputs those we are facing in day-to-day life, and especially for the students, because for anybody, including students, to remain focused is very important. So today's topic, beyond distraction, is very relevant for whole this segment of the society, including these students especially. And so today's topic is very relevant to that. Mr. Sachdev Sahu ji, please mute. Mr. Sachdev Sahu. So, with the blessings of Lord and spiritual master, will try to present today's topic. So, I will share the screen. Today's topic is beyond distraction. So that means if we are distracted, if we are losing focus, so then we cannot achieve the desired result or desired destination. We cannot reach the desired destination. So that's why we should be free from all distractions, and especially those who are college students, they are also should be very focused and free from all distraction, so that the desired goal for which they have come, so they can achieve that by the end of their academic session. We will start one story from this Mahabharata. So we know that in Mahabharata, there are Pandava and Kauravas. They are taking training, military training under the direction or guidance or tutorship of Dronacharya. So we know that Arjun was very favorite student of Dronacharya, and definitely he is the best among all. So what is the secret behind his success? How he become a good student? How he become a best student of Dronacharya? So one example from that story we can understand. So this one day, Rishi Dronacharya used to teach his disciples all the tricks and strategy to be great warrior. Arjun was his favorite student. He always stands out on all his tests. That made the other students jealous of Arjun. And one day, all other disciples went to Rishi Dronacharya and complained about this. So that how he may become a best student. So to make his disciple understand why Arjun stands out, he thought an exercise to teach his disciples a very important lesson about life. He wanted to show others why Arjun can be a great Dhanurdhara or archer and what makes him different from others. So he took all his students to the jungle and showed them a wooden bar placed on a branch of the tree. He told all of them to focus on the bird's eye and aim the eye as their target. Following his instruction, all of them hold their position and start aiming at the target. After some time, Dronacharya asked each one of them what they are looking at. Then Duryodhana replied, I can see the tree and branches. Dushasana replied, I can see the bird sitting on the branch. But Arjuna replied, I can see the bird's eye, only bird's eye, and nothing else. So this shows that how much focused Arjuna was and how much he was free from all distractions, like branches, trees. He was not looking about all these distractions. He was beyond distraction. So he was very much focused. So what exactly this bird eye view means here? Generally we tell is bird's eye view. So that is the thing. The thing to learn from this mythological story is that what is required to be a winner in life is not just your skills, but your focus and determination are equally important. So achievements come by aiming at the target, not on the obstacles. So we sometimes focus on, we try to give explanations that I could not succeed because of these distractions. Actually, we should focus on this, our target, and not on these distractions. So Arjun stands out not because he had more potential, others were equally competent too, but because Arjuna is a great listener, means you are a good disciple. He listened to his teacher's instruction and followed them correctly. He was focused. He did not show the tree. He didn't see the tree or branches or bird's wings. The only thing he focused on was the bird's eye. He never lost his focus on the target. So this that's why this bird's eye view it comes. So we can understand that's how Arjuna was focused. And also Arjuna was so much eager to practice this archery that he was not sleeping in the night also. And that's why his one of the name is Gudakesha, means he could control this sleep because he was trying to find extra time. So and nobody will disturb. That's why he was also practicing the night also. So that way his focus was that only one thing on this archery, and that's why he could become good student or good disciple of Dronacharya. So that's why from this example or this story of Mahabharata, we can understand very clearly that how much focus is important and one should be free from all type of distractions. But sorry to say, nowadays we have to see it is a glass of water. This glass is full of half of the glass is filled of water. Some people are saying that this glass is half empty, and some are saying that glass is half filled. So there will be distraction. Distractions will always be there. But we should only see the positive things of that, of the society, or we should focus on positive things, not concentrate on these negative things or distractions. So we have to focus on positive things. So that's why in this aspect, Bhagavad Gita, also chapter 2, this 41 shloka, it is there that Bhavaisatmaka buddhi ekahe kurunandan bahusakhayi anantasya buddhaya bhavasayina. What is this Bhavaisatmaka buddhi? Bhavasai means businessman. What is his aim? Profit. So he wants profit only. So anything you ask, he will always calculate in terms of profit. So that's why Kurunandan, hey Arjun, Lord is telling, Bhavaisatma buddhi eke Kurunandan, only one. That if you have to focus only one thing, that is on profit, a Bhavasai, a businessman. For anybody, for students who to study, that is to perform well in academics. So that should be similarly, anybody, a businessman, profit. So anybody, agriculture, he wants the good crops will come up. So that's why you have to focus on that part only. So otherwise, if our focus is on many branches, so then our energy will be diverted in many directions. So that's why we cannot succeed on that. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose and their aim is one, only one aim. For beloved child of Kuru, that is Arjun, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branch. If we are not focused, then we will be distracted. So there is no doubt about it. So after this, when Arjuna was in this field of Kurukshetra, so then he has to fight with this Kaurava, who are among them. Dronacharya was there. The teacher, Dronacharya was also there, same teacher. And also his grandfather, his mother was there. So then he was not able to fight. He left everything. So Arjuna had the skill to fight, but he lost the will to fight. So similarly, sometimes we might be having everything, but if we lose this our willpower, so we'll also be not able to. Everything is there. Like Arjuna was having Gandiva and he was having Pasupatastra given by Lord Shiva. Everything was there, but he was lacking his will. So that's why this willpower. So it is very important. So this we have to focus on this aspect also. But what happens? Generally, students or anybody is given chances, they come out of the clutches of teachers or clutches of parents. Then what happens? Nobody is there to see in the hostels or in college. So then what will happen? They try to be independent. So like we know when the kite, we have to try to fly the kite. So the kite is attached by some rope with this person who is flying it. But it always try to be free from that clutches. So what will happen? If it is free from that clutches, it may rise up to some extent, some higher, up to some higher distance, height. But after some time, again it will fall down. So that's why sometimes we feel that in this we want to be independent or we want to do whatever we like, just do it. So but that will ultimately leads to us destruction or distraction. So that's why we should try to be dependent on somebody, or he might be our master in this college or whoever may be. So for anything we have to be dependent on. So that's why we should be disciplined. So the students should be disciplined. That's why earlier it was called disciple or shishya. But if we don't become disciplined, so then also we will be distracted. So there are so many factors of distractions going on, and the result of those distractions can be understood from this that because of the distractions from this real path, there is always rise and violence, terrorism, drug addiction, corruption, diverse mental stress, rape, suicide, murders, etc. So we know that all these factors, different things are increasing because everybody is not in their focused path. They are distracted. So this chaotic situation is being arised by that. Another things we can study that this 36% of Bangalore techies surveyed are probable psychiatric cases. It is in rise. 1 among 20 employees regularly considers suicide. 28% were constantly under strain. 300 up to 900 men and women faced infertility problems. So why these problems are increasing? So because people are not on the focused path, they are distracted, they are under stress, different type of, because of distraction, different type of stress also is coming. So study reveals that more than 31% of women between the age of 15 and 49 use tobacco in some form or other. So earlier it was not there, at least not with among the women, but it is on rise also. 32% of urban teens have alcohol and 25% smoke. This is the source is from Nimans. So all things why it is increasing because people are not focusing on their own desired path. 20% increase in teenage patients with hypertension in the past 5 years because they are thinking something else, always thinking different things. About 80% of all internet traffic and 60% of revenues are adult content and gambling related. So these things are, that means all the negative things are in rise. Almost 10% of Indian GDP contribution is from alcohol, gambling, tobacco, and erotica industries. Of all Indians, 33% consume porn, 50% consume tobacco, 33% consume alcohol, 3 million are commercial sex workers. So the students also, because of so-called different type of distraction of society, they are also being distracted. But we cannot suddenly change the society, but we can change ourselves. If we change ourselves, then one day the society will be changed. So this we know. Most disturbing element is nowadays this Android phone. So this is the age of smartphone, and the people is becoming stupid. So so many things we are getting in this mobile phone, and which is very close to us always, and it is a major source of distractions. So the study has been there that earlier the fish were considered that it is very fickle, and it is in 11 seconds was time for fickleness. But now it is human being, they are more fickle, their mind is very fickle. It is within 8 to 9 seconds, mind is, it is also more. So it is deviating. Another 65% Indian youngsters show early signs of depression. Why? Because sometimes people are not doing their job, relevant job, like suppose studying for the student, and towards the end of the semester, they will be definitely not able to perform well, and that leads to again depression. There are so many factors of this, but one of them is major is this. So there are stressful. Why there are so many stress are coming? Because of this workplace stress in the classes also, because the competition, study, relation with partner, relation with family, relation with friends, trauma, change in residence. So many examples. Physical health is not good, finance problem, roommate is not good. There may be some legal matters, mental health is not good, law violation. So many attributes or factors are there which are contributing for our stress. So, because we are not focusing, everybody not focusing on their job, whatever assigned to them. So, what is the root cause of many evils in the society? We just now studied society today. That is because of the uncontrolled mind. So, our mind is uncontrolled, mind is not focused. So, that's why we are being distressed. So, mind is compared to a wild horse with such a tremendous energy that it races round and round, constantly, never stopping. Mind is, that's why I told 8 to 9 seconds. Mind is fickle, not able to stay in one place. So today we are able to control remote satellites in space. But unfortunately, we are not able to control our own minds. So that's why in Katha Upanishad it is there. So this mind is compared, because this horses, this is called chariot model. In this horses are compared to senses, and this mind is this bridle or raju, and this sharathi is called intelligence. So this should be the that intelligence should be stronger than mind, and mind should be stronger than senses. But because nowadays senses are so much strong that it is controlling the mind, and in turn mind is controlling the intelligence. That's why that maybe there are so many distractions, like 5 horses are going in 5 directions. We are having 5 senses. It is working senses which going in different directions. Then what will be the position of the intelligence and mind, which is above that also, but it will not able to control because of the uncontrolled mind. So that is the main root of this problem. So that's why we discussed the senses are like the horses, and mind is just a rope which controls the senses, and after that driver is intelligence and soul is the passenger. So it is as per this Bhagavad Gita chapter 342. So especially intelligence should be stronger than mind, and mind should be stronger than senses. But now it is just opposite. So that's why this problem is happening nowadays. So one who thinks that, yes, when actually we should know that we are thinking so many enemies are there. But what scriptures tells that who is the real enemy. So we think that we are having many enemies in outside, and he is an ignorant man. Actually, the enemy is sitting within ourselves. So this uncontrolled mind and senses, they are our enemies only. So to have a smooth ride in a chariot, so we have to tame the horses. That means we have to regulate the senses. Similarly, to train the driver, that means to strengthen the intelligence. So that intelligence will control mind, and mind will control the senses. So the rule is that rule your mind or it will rule you. So we have to control our mind. So we have to stay focused and ignore the distraction, and will accomplish your goal much faster. That is Joel Austin has told. So that's why these distractions, and how will be free from distractions? You have to remove this disturbance, and then we'll be focusing on action. So that's why from mind everything comes. We can understand, because mind is main function is thinking, feeling, and willing. So it is three functions: thinks, feels, and will. So if our willpower is not there, we discussed, it is coming from mind. So this, if mind is controlled, then our thoughts are also controlled. If thoughts are controlled, then words are controlled. If words are controlled, actions are controlled. If actions are controlled, habits are controlled. If habits are controlled, attitude is also controlled. That is positive attitude. If attitude is controlled, there will be success in life. So we can reach our real destination. So this, see that how this quality of mind in Bhagavad Gita is given, that mind is chanchala hi mana krishna pramati balvat dudham tasyam nigran manne. This is all. The mind is chanchal, it is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong for Krishna. To subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. So mind, M-I-N-D, wind, W-I-N-D. So Arjuna is telling that I can control wind, W-I-N-D, but I cannot control mind, M-I-N-D. So it is 5,000 years back. Now, when there is obvious that mind. So because Arjuna is having some weapons, that is airy weapon, by which, with the help of which he can control the wind. And he was a fiery weapon, he can control the fire. But he cannot control the mind. So then what about us? So when Arjuna so much focused, and we this saw this example, then if he is so much focused, then he cannot control the mind. I can, but cannot control mind. Then what is the position of our today, that this type of so much distraction is around, and we cannot, how we can control this mind? So it is very difficult. The example also, other examples from Shastra you can know, that Vishwamitra Rishi, he was having 60,000 years of tapasya, because at that time Satyayuga lifespan was very high, 1 lakh years. So after that also Menoka was sent by Indradev. So this Menoka, he was Vishwamitra was closing his eyes, but his ears was open. With this ankle well of Menoka, he was not seeing Menoka, but he was just ankle well of Menoka. His mind got distracted. Then he wanted to get married to Menoka. So if like Lord, this Vishwamitra is not able to control, then what about us? Similarly, so many examples like Lord Shiva wanted to, this when Devi Parvati came, so Lord Shiva was agitated, then Kartikeya born. Similarly, so many examples is there in the scriptures. So if what is the problem with the mind? Whatever we focus on this mind, we concentrate in our mind, then gradually it will lead to attachment. If we focus, dhayato vishayan pungsa sangaste supajayate, sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodhavi jayate. While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment lust develops, and from lust anger arises. So this mind, when it is contemplating on different aspects, suppose we want to contemplate on the sense objects, some sense gratification objects. So like we want to eat, or you want to drink something. So mind wanted to, okay, I want to drink some liquor, or I want to eat ice cream in the mid of the night. So then people will be very not able to control the mind. They will go and they will call the shopkeeper in the night, even if he is sleeping. And if he doesn't rise, then he can also have fight with him. So the example, so that contemplation of one thing, so that will be lead to attachment, and then attachment to lust means a material desire. And if it is not fulfilled, then there will be anger. Then we show that whatever these things are coming in this material world, now we show so many rise of suicide, rape, murder, and all things. because people are concentrating on the sense objects instead of focusing on these things which has to be focused. We are not doing on that, so we are distracted. So our mind is going on different directions, and for sense gratification, then these things are happening. And if anger is not controlled, then from that delusion will come. He will be memory will be lost, intelligence will be lost, then you will fall down. So now people can, that's why this murder, rape, and everything is happening because of what? Because of these things. Because mind is concentrating or from real things to things of sense gratifications. So that's why this society is being going towards this destructions. But there are, that there are so many successful men nowadays also, how they are able to control their mind, how they are able to focus on their object, their goal. So that's why one of them is Albert Ford, who is the Ford company CEO. So like this, earlier also this pop singer George Harrison were there. So they were even in different people in different category, from singing background, from business also, from student also. There are so many successful people. Those because they have focused they have focused to their goal, and they are free from all distractions. So that's why they become successful in their life. So what we have to, if your mind is controlled, so these people have controlled that their mind. So positive changes will happen in our life. We will be happening. Our focus means our excellent memory will be there. We are having creativity, good health, and then we will have improved personal relationship, and we will be having also increased self confidence because we are focused. So these positive things will come in our life. So the problems we face today are mainly due to our uncontrolled mind and distracted mind. So this there are various methods to control. Some are by physical exercises. So by some mental meditations also we can control our mind. Try to, and then also some spiritual methods. So this artificially trying to control this mind by some mental focusing and on meditation or things is sometimes effective to some extent, but it may not be fully successful. So that's why the spiritual methods very much essential, which makes our mind focused. So that's why in Bhagavad Gita also told that our mind can be, if we control our mind, it can become a friend. But if we are not able to control our mind, it becomes a great enemy. That's why this mind controlling the mind very important. So there are so many things like we told, physical or mental and also spiritual. So this one of them is, if we sometimes we are reading our academic books, but if you get some time out of it, try to find out some time and try to read some spiritual books which is led to Lord. So it will try, then our mind will be focused, because this mind is property of Lord. Everything what we are seeing, mind, intelligence, senses, all are property of the Lord. So if we engage our senses, mind, everything, and the property of the Lord, in the service of the Lord, then so Lord will control it. So we will try artificially by meditations up to some extent, but it is not possible to control it in fullest possible extent, because it is the property of Lord. So once we focus to serve Lord by engaging our mind or senses, and gradually, mind will be controlled by the Lord. Another method is sound meditations. So if we hear some good vibration of mantras or some Bhagavad Gita sounds, so there are so many things people try to also meditate on those sound, and gradually mind becomes calm, and then he can read or he can focus on this work. So this has been already proven by so many persons, and that's why one example from also our earlier days, one king was there of the whole world. He's called Lord Amrish. He's called Amrish Maharaj. So he was practicing these things by using every of his senses, not only mind, but every senses in this service of Lord. So that is Savi Mano Krishna Padara Bindur, means control, engaging mind in Lord's lotus feet. and word describing about his glory, and hand in cleaning the temple of him, our Lord, and by hearing about the Lord's pastimes, and going to temple for having darshan of the Lord, and associate with good persons or devotee, and whatever is senses like smelling, so whatever things flower is offered to Lord, smelling that, tulsi offered to Lord, smelling that, or testing that, and using the leg to go to the temple, and by going down at this Lord's lotus feet. So like that, he used every of the senses in Lord's service. So that's why his mind was very controlled. So this is from Shastra. So if we try to do in that manner, the Lord will give us intelligence to also follow this our destination easily, and also will help us that our mind and the senses we can be engaged in a proper direction. So that's why, in a nutshell, in our life, like Arjuna was when bewildered that how will be fighting this with this Pandava, then he took guidance from Krishna. So he surrendered to Krishna. Earlier he was friend, then he surrendered to Krishna as a guide or master. So similarly in our life, also in academia, we should follow our teachers, what they are telling, how we can become successful in academics. Similarly also in our personal behavior also, we should try to take one guide and try to follow his guidance, who has already taken this path and he has become successful in life. So that type of person we have to find out in our life, and we can take guidance from him. And because this distraction will come all the time, and anytime, all the time, always distraction is there. So we have to take guidance from the person who is already expert in this line from day-to-day life. Similarly, our teachers who is making us study, for that also we have to take guidance from him. For that, we have to pay respect to them and get their blessings. So like Arjuna was very sincere, obeying the instruction of his teacher, Dronacharya, and he was getting the blessings of him. He was also trying. One thing is trying, and one thing is blessings of Lord, or blessings of seniors or superiors or teachers. So it's very much essential. And also, of course, whatever education we are doing, we should go on that. We should not stop that. But similarly, parallelly, we should have our spiritual education, or we should try to understand that why I have come to this material world and what is our aim of this life. That should be known also. And that's why for focus, for success, we should focus on our endeavor. Also, as well as we try to get the blessings of Superior and the Almighty Lord. And we should try to practice good things or spirituality, so that positive engagement is there, so negative engagement will not be there. Because time is 24 hours for everybody. How we utilize it depends upon us. If we use it properly in spirituality or in positive thoughts, then automatically we will be not losing our time. We will not have find time for distraction. And that's why we can avoid bad habits. So we will be we will be losing attraction from bad habits, because positive development, if we are getting good things, then automatically bad things will not take. So if we find good dishes, then we will not go for these bad dishes similarly. So spirituality makes our mind calm, focused, determined, free from negativity and distraction, and makes us happy and efficient in our whatever field we are there. It makes us happy, and we also become efficient in that. So again, we lastly conclude with that Vyavasayat buddhi ek Guru Nandan, Bahushakai Anantasya buddhya Vyavasayana. So we have to focus on our purpose, and we should be free from distraction. For that, we have to use every moment in positive direction to achieve the result, positive result, and try for that. But we need the blessings of Lord also for that. So both the way, our endeavor and Lord's blessings both will makes us move in that positive direction. We'll be able to free from we have to endeavor to go in a focused way, and we have to try to be away from distractions, definitely. And knowing that what is our goal of life as a student, what is our goal, and gradually will become also a human from student to next life. Also, we can go for some other business or maybe some anything we do also in life, we every time this will help us. And especially the student time is very essential time for us to make our future. So if once we distracted at this juncture of time, it is a very crucial time, then our whole life will be in a very jeopardized situation. So that's why you should try to focus, should be free from all distractions. Thank you. Any questions?
Anyone having any question or inquiry or something bothering to you, you can, and having confusion, you can get it clear from sir.
Pankajanabha sir, for your beautiful explanation on beyond distractions. With your permission, just I want to make a small exercise. So I'm going to show a slide, and I think all of you can put your video on if you have no privacy, and participate this discussion. This will be very helpful. Okay, now I'm going to show a slide, and you see 30 seconds, and after that we'll ask questions on that. Okay. How we grasp it and how we are focused, then automatically distraction will minimize. Okay, please continue. Thank you very much.
In chat box, the question is in Bhagavad Gita 8.7, Krishna mentions that Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. So student is asking, means how we can remember Krishna and study.
Okay. I'll try to answer. Then our senior persons also there, they will also be answering. So one example is like this. Suppose one person is married and he's having a lover in his life. So my question is that whether he will be doing his or her duty perfectly or he'll be distracted. Please, who is asking this question or anybody?
Himanshu Mishra, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can respond to sir.
Okay, sir.
If the question is clear or shall I repeat?
Please repeat again, sir.
Repeat it like this. Suppose one woman in her life already married and earlier
Yes,
she
sir.
was having some lover. So now after marriage, she is doing household work at her
Yes, sir.
father-in-law's house. But she is attached to the earlier lover or paramour. So whether she will be working very finely or distracted.
Civil working finally.
Very good. Similarly, here also, though fighting is very difficult, because one is having love towards Lord. So in the back of the mind, or his duty will be perfect. Because two type of things. One answer is that because he knows that Lord will be happy if I do my prescribed duty properly. So that if I do my duty properly, Lord will be happy. So in that consciousness, he will be working.
Yes.
So that is one part. Second part is also there. His remembrance is so deep. Like example, suppose while you are driving, when we are expert driver, sometimes maximum time we put some music or some song. But we are driving at that time, but our mind is on this song only.
Yes,
We
sir.
are generally not going to have accident. Rather, when we are not having song, we may feel drowsy and we make some accident. Is it like that?
No, sir.
Maximum cases it happens like that. So that's why this driver put this songs or music something. So these two things can be done parallelly. It is proven in material world ordinarily. So then why not it possible if one is having love towards Lord, while doing everything, he can also his consciousness in the back of the mind that I am doing for the satisfaction of the Lord. So that is called even while fighting. Also, one can consciousness is that I am fighting for the sake of Lord, for the pleasure of the Lord. So is it correct? Is it possible?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, sir. If we have love for Krishna, then we can do it.
Okay. So Satya Prabhu want to share on this something?
To Himanshu's question. One thing is that you are asking that Bhagavad Gita mentions that Krishna has given the advice that Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. So, what does it mean, Anusmara? Anusmara means remember or keep in mind. Okay. So, Krishna is who has given the service? Who has given that, please fight? Arjuna has given, Krishna has given the service to Arjuna.
Krishna has given.
Krishna has given that you should fight. And he is also giving the instruction that you should remember me. It looks contradictory.
Yes.
That how one time I can do the both things. So already, Sarah has already explained. It means that whatever instruction I am giving you, you should follow with wholeheartedly. That is what called remembrance is.
Yes, sir.
We have to remember the instruction. Also, we should remember the person who has given the instruction. Unless we know the person, we will not able to execute the instruction for his pleasure. Because suppose your mother has told you to bring a sari from the market. When you are purchasing a sari, whom do you remember? That I am going to purchase a sari for my mother. Otherwise, you will bring a sari which will not suitable for your mother. Because there are so many fashion saris are available. Because mother generally they want very simple sari with cotton saris, and that is required for their day-to-day. So if you don't remember who has given that instruction and we do the service, it's like mechanical. We don't put our heart and soul. So that's like, because when we love somebody, we love the person. Because from whom the instruction has come. So that's why Krishna is telling, when you are fighting, remember me. Means what I am asking you to do that. And put your heart and soul for that. In my childhood, I was hearing a story, a very nice story, very inspiring, that gives me a lot of inspiration throughout my life. One person was always chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Always he was chanting. So Narada Muni came and he told that this you have to do a service. What is that service? There was a pot filled with full oil, and you have to take distance A to distance B. Let us take it as 100 meter, and you should be very cautious that even if one drop of oil should not fall from your pot. And that person, he started taking, and he started from A to B. And after 100 meters over, not a single drop fell down. Then Narada Muni asked, then how much time you think about Krishna during this time? He told, I have not thought about that. I have not thought about Krishna. My focus is how one drop of oil should not fall down. That is my concern, because this is an instruction coming from you. And I want to fulfill that instruction. That way Krishna will be pleased. So this is what actually the whole thing is. That we have to follow the instruction,
Yes.
keeping in mind that instruction has come from the authorities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Thank you, Prabhu, for nice explanations. And next question is there. As you say, stay in positive mindset. That will help us to remove our distractions. It is right. I also applied in my life. There is no such problems. Its best example is Thomas Edison, how he invent light bulb after failed thousands of times, and it is possible by giving their failure as a step toward success. But my question is, if Thomas Edison does not consider the dark as problem, then how he invent the light bulb, which is negative side? Okay. So the thing is
Deepak,
that, yeah, any.
Deepak, you can switch on your video.
Yes,
It
sir.
will be good.
Okay, so what is your question? This dark side, the bulb, because the darker side is problem. That's why how it is negative. It is negative. We are thinking that dark side is. It is not that this dark is negative or dark is positive. The person who is trying to invent something, so that is for him the darker side. This is darkness is not the negative things. For him, this darkness, this bulb, that dark is good only because he is having positive attitude to find out something good out of it. So sometimes in light is also there, but in light also in broad daylight we are doing model. So then light is positive or negative. So it is not that intention is important. The situation like darkness or light is not like that. If his positive attitude, he wants to get something good out of it. Because there are bad things, distraction will always be there. Mobile is there. Okay, it has been invented. Without mobile nowadays, it is difficult to also work in this environment. So but we have to use in a positive way. The importance is that positivity means how we use it. So it is not like that. This is one thing is bad and one thing is good. So this use is good or bad depending on that intention. Like a thief is having a knife, but the doctor is also having that knife. So for thief, this knife is good, but for other person is bad. So, but intention is, of this thief is not good. So, but this intention of the doctor is good because he is using that thief, that knife in this surgery. So that's why that is it varies from person to person, situation to situation. That what is good and what is bad. So the source of darkness is an inspiration for him so that he could find out this bulb. So it is not negative for him. For him, it was positive. For thief also, it is positive. For thief, he wants darkness. But for this person whose property is stolen, for him that darkness is bad because it is stolen in this night only. So that's why. Also in daylight also robbery is also happening. So that's why the main thing is that anything it's used depends upon use, it is positive or negative, and person how he uses it. It is On that, it depends that will positivity or negativity.
Okay, sir.
Is it making some sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Satyaprabhu, want to add something to it?
Thank you. Thank you.
My learning
Speak,
is that
speak little louder.
my learning is that if our mind is controlled, then it is our friend, and if it is uncontrolled, then it is our biggest enemy. And our enemies like horses and senses, and like one analogy was given that five senses is like five horses was five senses, and the direction should come from the intelligence to the driver to the horses. And nowadays it is coming opposite. Senses is giving direction to the mind, and mind is giving direction to the intelligence. If we follow the authority like our teachers properly, then we will be focused. and and if we read the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam books in our free time, then we will engage in positive engagement. Then our we will not be engaged in negative engagement.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Last week, we have got so many wonderful inputs, feedbacks, and comments. Thank you very much. So, I have gone through one of that, Arpita Nayak. She expressed that the class was excellent. So, could you share some of your understanding if you are present there?
Yes, he is there.
Yeah. Arpita Nayak, would you like to share?
Arpita, are you there? Can you share your realization or whatever you have understood?
Yes.
If you don't have any issue, you can switch on your video. It is very, very inspiring to all of us to concentrate our mind. We look forward for your future association also. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.